We're going to do a bit of investigating. We're going to find out whether we've been tricked, whether it was just a marketing ploy, or are we just thick? Anyway, come on, Deb.
Well, I just read that. Heavy duty picture hooks, 80 pieces.
Yeah.
Picture hanging hooks for hard walls, hooks, blah, blah, blah. So I just thought 80
Hooks.
hooks.
A lifetime supply.
So I thought, bloody hell, there's enough there. That's very good value.
Yeah.
And when that arrived,
This arrived.
doesn't say how many in it.
No.
I thought, God, is there 80 in there?
We didn't really bother, but
I've just looked.
yeah.
If you scroll down,
Yeah.
package includes 80 pieces in total, 40 pieces picture frame hooks,
Yeah.
and 40 finishing picture hanging nails. So it's 40 and 40 makes the 80.
You
Now,
know-
who the hell would buy hooks or
Without
nails?
Yeah.
That is very misleading.
Do you think that's misleading?
I do, because that's what you go by, isn't
You
it?
look at it, you think 80 pieces, yeah, 80 hooks.
Especially when it's shown like that as well.
Not separately, yeah. That's them together.
Well, I know next time to make sure I bloody check anything like that. Scroll down and just check.
And scroll down and just check. So, is this being slippery or are we just being thick? You decide, you decide. So you've got 40 then, which
Yeah.
is still plenty good enough.
There's still loads of them, but I thought I was getting 80
Oh, right.
because it says 80 pieces.
And for a good price.
And I thought, oh, blooming heck. Yeah, okay.
Oh, no, anyway,
I need some more picture hooks to pull my pictures back up because I've pulled all the others
we
out.
are a picture wall hanging place, aren't we?
Yeah, we do like our pictures.
Mm.
Anyway.
Anyway.
C'est la vie.
So you've done, she's painted. We've, what have we done? Just give you a catch up. It's painted. The same green but different, right? So you did the roof, didn't you? You did the ceiling. Then you did the first coat on the wall. Now the second coat on the wall's been done. We haven't put that one on yet, but we've got two matching new lampshades. So today is, what are you doing today? Glossing today, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just going to run the sandpaper down just to give it a little bit of...
Run the sandpaper down, do the skirtings, and then glossing.
Yeah.
But it's your worst job, innit? You don't like doing
I don't
glossing.
like glossing.
Sure. Worstest
I
job.
don't mind doing the skirtings. I hate doing doors.
Glossing.
And I've got to do all up the stairs and be careful I don't get paint everywhere.
Are you
don't
going
like
to do?
glossing.
You going to do the railings as well?
Yeah, do everything and the banister.
Oh. Okay, I'll try and keep out your way then.
I'll see how I get on. I'm just making you fish finger sandwiches. I've
Yeah.
been and had my hair done, guys. What do
Oh
you think?
yeah. Much better.
And I'm a bit delayed, so I'll give you your fish fingers and then I'll get cracking.
Okay.
Do a couple of hours.
Right. I mean, fish finger sandwiches. Ooh. With red sauce. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, fish finger sandwiches. Have you done them in the thingy
In the
cooker?
air fryer,
Yeah, in the air fryer. What did you do then?
just laid them in and cooked them.
Yeah. Right. How many minutes rather than what was the alternative? What would have you done? Put them in the grill.
Yeah.
So what? It took longer.
Cheap, they're quicker in there.
Quick, yeah. Run the electric for cheaper
About 12 minutes.
instead of
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. 20 minutes because it only takes 15 minutes, but you have to make sure that the oven has to be hot.
When you turn it over and yeah.
So really, it's 20 minutes.
All right. So the air fryer is going strong. So you love your air fryer, don't you? Use it quite a lot.
Yeah.
So this is how Amazon gets you. In January, we bought 1,000 cable ties. What do we pay for them? We paid $6.79. We thought, oh, that's a good price. 48% off. Oh, that's a really good price. Well, 12, that many is nearly a lifetime supply. Anyway, I was near on the old tapping pad, shall we call it, and if we go into my orders, we're waiting for, if that was a lifetime supply, I hope I live long and prosper, because I've got another lifetime supply. And I saw them and I thought, oh, I thought, they were a good buy. Look, 48% off, £6. You can't buy, you can't buy them for that. It must be a bargain. So now I got two this one hasn't arrived yet, it's arriving today. So now I've got two lifetime supplies of them. This is, you sit here and your mind turns over and you see a thing and you go, oh yeah, that's a good buy, I'll have some of them. Oh, and I'll have some of them. And sometimes you forget that you've got some of them, but you'll have a bit more because they're a good buy. Oh, I love it when these TV brackets and all these sort of multi-purpose fixing bracket things come, because they come with so much excess fixings to go in the pot of excess fixings of all the brackets. So you've got such a choice, and they're all the same thread, no aggravation at all. So this has got to go on there, we know that. Okay, so that's going to fix that, and that is going to hook onto this. So from here, basically from here backwards, the world's our oyster. We can either use this bracket and use the bendiness and the flexiness of it, or we can just make our own from here onwards, even if you just stick a bolt through it. We've got spacers, so we can pull this back slightly if we want to. We can sit it on spacers. Where the world is our oyster. We can do exactly what we want to do with loads of spacers, loads of fixings. It's going to be great. I love these packets where you get plenty of extra, and then we can hang it here, which it should be done hanging on a wall, but we're not hanging it on a wall, are we? We're hanging it on a Reggie bracket, and at the end of the Reggie bracket that would stick out a long way, wouldn't it? We could come to here, couldn't we use that? I've got a sneaky feeling this is the back of the television here. Clips on, bolts in, give us a space behind. I reckon we'll either move, we're going to do it from here, aren't we? Or we could dismantle it and move it from here. But either way, that might do, mightn't it? Gives us room behind the telly, but we still want it in, don't we? I think we're going to move from there, I think. But you don't even need that bar. You can invent from here onwards, so we can carry on now. Come on. Let's go and measure and mess about and see what I'll do and finish that TV bracket off, because she wants me out the room. This telly, the new one went there, the one from there went upstairs. This was upstairs in the bedroom, so that's coming down here, that's going in the garage. We'll have a lovely big telly in the garage, and the telly that's in the garage is going to the other shed in the back. So before we go to the shed and start making, let's first of all get it in our head exactly what's going to come in. So here's the bracket, it's going to come in, isn't it? We're going to slot it on there, two under clips are going to hold it, and then we're going to put the screws in there for the tilt on it. So we're going to have the ability to tilt it, and it'll lock onto there now. So that's where we know the television is going, and there's enough space to get your hand down there to tighten these screws up here. So we know where we're at now. We know where we're at. We are there, so we can plan from there backwards in whatever form we decide. I didn't really know what was coming and what sort of bracket was going to go on the wall, and those 3 bolts would be so difficult to bolt to that I-beam. Just wasn't going to happen, was it? So we already knew we were going to trash this bit, or put it in stores for a rainy day. Guys, I need your help on this one. There's 1200 cable ties, and in case I forgot I bought them, and I bought another 1200 cable ties. If you see me buying any more cable ties, please shout out, Reggie, don't buy any more cable ties! So, we've done this bit of the bracket. That sits in that, lovely. That's sitting there just great. We need to do something to secure this end now, haven't we? So what I'm going to do first of all, I'm just going to mark it around about where we need to be to what I've got in an idea. So don't lose that mark, because from there onwards, so we're going to clip the front of it on. So, do you remember me telling you I love the nuts because they're portable holes. Now we could drill a hole through there. It's quite a thick material. It'd cost you 3 or 4 drills. You might be lucky to get one and put an ordinary little hole through there, but you won't get, unless you haven't got the drills to drive a drill this big. If you're just a mere mortal with just a household drill, drilling a hole that big in the middle of here, or even just drilling that size hole in here, represents one hell of a problem. One hell of a problem. And it's going to cost you money, because you're going to buy a drill, you're going to kill it, and you're going to buy another drill, you're going to kill it, or you pull a pilot through first, then you put the next one down and the next one down, so you've at least blunted 2 or 3 drills getting through the hole. It's much faster, more efficient. These are mobile holes. You can put them wherever you want. So we're going to put one here and one here. I'm going to put a pair of ears on this, burn this in here, turn it over, burn the other side, put the other one in here, burn that in, and we'll have 2 holes, won't we? And we're going to need some sort of a wobbliness in them. It's not necessarily we're going to put something that big in it. We want the shaft might go through, and the shaft might have to alter depending where we want it, because the arc of this is going to go up and down slightly. We might want it up a bit, we might want it down a bit. So let's put these 2 ears on, and then we've got to make our own fixings to fit this to the edge of the edge of this I-beam. Yeah, so let's get on with that. Let's have a little divert, and we got a comment on the last film. Did we know where we can get some meaty hasp and latches? What did he call it? Hasp and pins, and hasp and a pin. So, and where he could recommend locks. I cannot recommend any lock, no, because as Scoutcrafter says, the lock is only to keep a honest man out, because you just need a battery operated one of these. You can cut yourself through anywhere. If you want to be a bit more sneaky, as I've shown on my channel a few times, you get a pair of these. Well, you've seen them on the back doors of the containers. They can chop through pretty much anything, hardened, locked, anything, more or less. So what they don't chop through, these battery powered with, this is wired, but you get battery powered one of these, you can cut through it. That's not the way. The way is to divert and protect around it. Now I have used this, look at this monster here. I have used a piece of this on, I made it for Lance actually, and I made a cover. This was on a box. We stretched over there, and that was on a box above it, so you couldn't get to the lock. Not that easily anyway. But it's mighty big. You have to think, if you're in a place where you have to keep more than an honest man out, you have to start thinking outside the box. You have to start thinking of being sneaky. You have to start thinking, if you can't get down that 2-inch pipe, you're not going to get it open. Yeah, the only way in is with your special tool and your 2-inch pipe. Yeah. So you have to sort of think out the box. You've got to make yourself, if you need a few of them, have you got several sheds next door to each other you want to secure? Well, you're going to have to start thinking about making this opens next door. It doesn't do this. You have to start thinking sneakily. Obviously, you know the buildings you're trying to secure, what locks you're putting on, that situation. But a hasp and a latch, or a, what do we call them? Yeah, you have to individually bespoke secure the property your way, however fits that building, whether it's a wooden door or, you know, put stronger wooden doors. But they'll only, if they're going to get in, they're going to get around it. They'll go in via a window or a roof or a wall. But yeah, I cannot recommend really a lock that we couldn't get through with any of that sort of equipment. So we've got 2 holes here now. So the next job is make some sort of groove black bracket. Are we going to put 2 individual holding, or are we going to put a clamp up there, plate up there with 2 holes in? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? How are we going to do the other end of that now then? That's the next thing to think about. We've got to sign. Oh, what's that? A slug? What the hell is that? Something I've picked up out the bucket of water. Right. Get rid of that. We've got to think of this next. Well, we were nearly lucky. That was nearly going to fit. Shall we just weld another hole next to it, make it fit? We've got that option, haven't we? Put that there. We've nearly got an option there. Don't really want to drill a hole in there. Defeats the object. Let's keep looking. Don't really want to cut through a big plate like that and burn all my stores up. Well, we could have 2 little individual plates and put a nice big bolt in there and a nice big bolt through there. That no big shakes cutting this off a little bit, maybe. It's only going to hold a telly. It's thicker than anything else that they're using, so that'd be great. Yeah, that's an option. Well, we're not far off. This could go across there, couldn't it? And that could bolt up there, couldn't it? It's just a little bit too long. If I'm going to cut something, I'd rather cut a thicker thing in half. You only cut it once rather than cut 2 of these. Let's go and see if we can get a piece that with 2 holes either end and cut it in half, see if that does. So I could cut this one plate in half, couldn't I? Where would that go? From there to there. About halfway, that's well in there. So it wouldn't escape much, would it? Yeah. Could do that. Pity that gap wasn't a bit bigger. But like I say, anything with a hole in, hang on to it, because it's easier to cut a thing off than what it is to drill a hole in it. So we've got the option of cutting this in half should we need to. Well, I was thinking of using this nut here, welding that to there, making this come around, warm this bar up, make a loop, make it come back onto this one. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? And as I was looking at it, I would loop something that'll go around from here round to there. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing what I am seeing? Come on. I'm going to go and get it now. We don't need to warm it up, do we? We've got one ready-made here. We could put a horseshoe in there, couldn't we? Cut that to fit. Put a horseshoe on here. That would hold it, wouldn't it? Do you think? Use a horseshoe. Find out where the middle of that beam is going to sit, which is sort of here. We've got plenty of wiggle room for the centre of the I-beam to sit. Let's get a slightly thicker one. I'm not sure this is very strong. It's only holding a television, it doesn't really matter, but let's go see if we can get a bigger one, a thicker one. No, this one's a slightly thicker gauge, isn't it? Bigger stuff. I know it's a bit bigger, but we can alter and molest it, can't we? And change it as much as we want. As much or as little as we want. And they don't have to be square on top of there. They can come in at this angle, can't they, if they need to be. So they can come in at that sort of angle, if that's what we need to do. By George, we've got it. By George, we've got it. Yeah, I quite like that idea. Do you like that idea? Let's clean this horseshoe up and see if we can get a bit closer. Well, is it sort of in the middle? It is, isn't it? I'm not really convinced, because this purely relies on my non-welding skills. Welding, because if it snaps, the telly's on the floor, isn't it? More or less. Oh, I don't know. Let's weld it and let's see what happens. Let's see if we can marry another one up in there somewhere. See how close we can get. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced it's going to work. It's not strong enough. We'll see. So I have welded it all the way round. Let's cool that off. And let's give it a good cleaning, and let's see what the weld looks like. I did cover the thread of the vise. When you're welding on the vise, don't kill that thread in the middle. Let's hold on. Wow, this has got some heat in it. Come on, let's go and have a look at this. Here we go. Boil the kettle with it. Oh. Yeah, and that's some heat in it. You don't want to be touching that. Actually, it don't look too bad, does it? Looks like it's got plenty of a connection on it. Yeah, don't look too bad. Lick of paint to protect it, maybe, a bit of Hammerite, whatever. But anyway, I wasn't sure I was going to get it in the middle of the nut. So anyway, let's so this is the next one. That's the one that's going to matter. I don't really want to be squeezing and molesting it too much, but it is flexible enough to do that, isn't it? Make sure we make the cut in the right place. So come on, let's put the next one on. Well, actually, it's going to turn out okay, you know. Because, I mean, it doesn't have to be square on top. Look, you could either go on the very tip there, or you could, I reckon, needs squeezing in there a bit, doesn't it? Coming in at an angle. Would I prefer, I don't really want to stretch it, I'd rather close it, put it in the vise and clamp it, so actually, it's almost going to work right there, isn't it? Where's that other nut now? Where's that other square nut? What we're going to use, yeah. So this could go there, couldn't it? Something like that. Sort of. Yeah, so if we roughly make our cut like that there, that won't be so very far off, will it? No. So let's cut that off there then. Weld that onto there and see what it turns out. Oh, looking okay. Looking great. And there's plenty of room for the centre of the beam. Centre of the I-beam will be in here, and that'll reach plenty. So, yeah. Actually, we better check that somehow, better we? Yeah. Let's check that first. So fortunately for us, I don't throw anything away, and I had a piece of I-beam left. So, this is going to go in there, isn't it? That's fine. This is going to be there. Then this is going to go in there. Looks a bit long at the moment. Yeah, we need to cut that. What are we going to do? 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 It's too big. It's a little bit too big. If I put it there, it's too big. And we're going to have to try and sort of reduce it. Because the middle is here, look. Middle of the I-beam there. It's not going to... It needs to be almost like that, doesn't it? Well, what's to stop us just welding it to the side there? Nothing stopping us. We can make what the hell we want. That's the great thing about doing and making your own decisions. Where have I put that nut now? Hold on. Where have I put the seat? Do you know this garage is like that? It steals things off you. You put it down and you never see it again. But luckily enough, we've got plenty. So we just grab another one. Luckily enough. And that's the good thing about having plenty of stores. We've got enough of everything. We even keep the ones that we sort of made for a project and then never used them. Right. So the good thing is, well, it's a necessity around here. When you put it down, it goes missing. You can only just go and get another one. Anyway, what's to stop us welding that to there? It's the same thing, isn't it? It's going to do the same trick. Okay, it's not going to look so good. It's going to look a bit ugly. But it's only you and me know about it because it's going to be in the roof, isn't it? So there's the middle of the I-beam. Why don't we just weld that sucker there? It'll do the same job, won't it? And we won't interrupt the strength that's already in here. We'll just be welding to the side of it. Yeah, let's mark that. Let's mark that. Let's get the pen. Let's mark that where we want to be. We want to be sort of roughly, sort of within those marks. We put that there and wallop it on, and then we've got room to squeeze it in and out a bit, haven't we? Yeah. It won't look nice. It's Reggie's way or it's no way. That's the great thing. You know, you don't have to live with anybody else's opinion. You don't have to do it a way that you wouldn't do it. When you've got your own place and you're making your own project, you can do it whichever the hell way you want. It's fantastic. Well, we've cut that end off. We've tried to get down to the thicker stuff here because there's quite a thin edge on it there. We're now going to weld this here. Yeah. Do you know what? People would charge you a fortune for this. This is personally made. This is bespoke, isn't it? This is specially handmade. You take this down to London, they'd pay a fortune for it. Lucky people that live in London won't be overcharged for it. So let's give this a bash, see how it does. I'm too sure of myself. I put it in the vise, I hit it with the burner, I just undid it and it fell apart. So yeah, expect sometimes to completely miss the mark. Yeah, completely miss the mark. Anyway, when you get knocked down, you pick yourself up and you go again, don't you? Is somebody trying to tell us it's the devil's work? That's not a horseshoe. So let's give that another bash. We're liven at the scene. Let's see how much cogitating we have to do. First of all, do the holes line up? No. Oh, well. Well, hole and a half. Let's put that in there. Yeah, I'm only short of half a hole. That'll crush in the vise, that will. Yeah, that'll crush in the vise. So, will it work this way? Will it work this way? Will it work that way? Oh, I think it's got enough grip. Yeah. and it's missing the middle. Look, the middle of the beam is here. It's missing the middle of the beam. So, yeah, I think that's going to do just nicely. Yeah, we've just got to crush it a little bit closer together. Bung some bolts behind it. We're not going to use this thread, are we? Are we? No, I've killed it already. We're not going to use them threads. We'll just put bolts that fit through those holes. We're not short of a bolt, are we? No. So this will slide in here. This will slide on top. We'll bolt them together. And oh, look at that! They're not far off, you know. Not far off at all. What do you do? Do you mess with it, or just put thinner bolts in? No, let's squeeze them. It needs slightly squeezing, doesn't it? Yeah, it needs slightly squeezing in the vise. Well, if I don't say so myself. Look at that. That's going to be all right, you know. That's going to be all right. Just give it a bit of an over squeeze. It's easier to close it together than what it is to try and open it apart. So, no, that looks pretty good. Hold there, hold there. Just give it a little squeezing, and then obviously it's going to spring back a bit, isn't it? And then job done. Woohoo! So the next question is, let's find a bolt that will fit through there, and it's going to be long enough to go through there. Do you think we've got enough? Do you think we'll find one? There's a pretty good chance we'll find one, I think. So, come with me, live and at the scene. Let's see the nut and bolt system working. Let's see the nut and bolt system working live and at the scene. Right. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? Not quite big enough. Not quite long enough. That looks nice. Bit too long. We want to find the right bolt for the right job, don't we? Yeah. Too big. Too big. Too big. Okay, but a bit thin. Slightly bit. Oh, that's slightly bigger, isn't it? Now they're similar. C3 they are. Remember C3. C3. Oh, that's a better one. That but fatter. That but fatter. Let's have a look at these C3 ones. What did they look like? C3. So shelving A, shelving B, shelving C, shelf A, shelf B, shelf C. Okay, C3. Okay, a bit shinier. See, here we are. C3. This is what we were looking at. I must stop using the wing as a bench. I said that last year and the year before last. I must stop using the wing as a bench. Oh, we could go one size up easily, couldn't we? Yeah. Yeah, we want to go one size up. Yeah, easily, one size up. Let's go back to here. We want to go one size up. One size up. Say that too big. Maybe not. C1, 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 C1. Let's have a look. C1. Is it them? Oh, I'm not sure if it's them. Must be. Yeah. C1. C1, let me see. Is it them? Yeah, it is them. But, oh, hold on. Oh, big jar, you don't want it on your head. Oh no, they're too long. What have we seen? We've seen them, have we, there? They're too big. Maybe they're not too big. Okay, I'll stop using the wing as a bench next time. These are too big, aren't they? I don't know. Get one out. Ooh, good length on them. Will they go? Will they go? Oh yeah, look. They go through. Oh, right. And they've got nuts with them. Right, 2 of those. See how fast this shelving system works. It's fantastic. What have you been doing? What are you doing? You masked it all up first, didn't you?
Yeah, I always don't mask.
Yeah.
So I've done the white gloss all the way down here.
Yeah, all the way downstairs.
Down that corner.
In the corner, yeah.
Round. And then both sides of the hallway.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that really brightens it up having
But
a...
I've got to do the banisters and this. I've got to do the banisters and this.
Yeah.
And the doorways.
It's going to be a pain in the butt, this.
What?
Because you're going to shout at me, tell me not to touch it all the time.
Yeah, probably.
Takes
So I'll
a-
clean my brush on the end.
Takes a day to paint it, doesn't it? To dry.
Well, last time I did both sides at the same time, but I started a bit late. Plus, you've got the risk of sitting, leaning on your wet paint.
So we've got 2 days left to do that, have we?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a spin out on the bike.
I'm not so bothered now because at least I can get the pictures back on the wall and
Yeah. And what you done? The windowsill?
Yeah.
And the windowsill up there?
yeah.
Good girl, hey? See, we're working well. We work together, don't we, Babs? I tinker in the shed, keep out your way. And you do the decorating, I reckon. That's a pretty good deal, that is. I do reckon that's a pretty good deal. So, I'm glad we've got a test beam here because Sean suggested I should hang off the end of it. But I don't need to hang off the end of it because we can test it here, can't we? Yeah. So the next question is, do we tap weld the top of these and turn this into a clip that just drops in, or should we leave them like that? Maybe difficult to tighten onto. I'm tempted now to just tack the head of these in there, so it's one clip, and then we just tighten up the bottom as we require. But anyway, look at that. Ooh, I love it when a plan comes together. Right, just hold that there. Right, Sean wanted me to hang off the end of it to test it. So, you know, your demand is my request. Hope I don't fall on anything too spiky. Hold on, okay.
You know this garage is an accident waiting to happen, don't you?
Well, you know, right.
He won't let me in here for half a day to tidy up.
I'm on the end of it.
Half a day, that's all I need.
I'm on the end of it, right? I'm on the end of it. You watching? I don't even know. Oh, I'm not very... Will a jump do? Have I got to really hang off the end of it?
Hang on, let me go backwards.
Oh, hold on, let's get rid of this. I don't think I've lifted myself up in years. Can you see how big I am?
Well, we don't want you to do somersaults or anything, love. Just a quickie.
It's not going to twist the beam, is it?
Your ball's sticking out a bit.
What, my belly? Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm shaking, I'm hanging. Okay, I'm hanging.
There you are, well
done. Yo.
Yeah, okay, it's worked.
The things I do for you lot at the other end of the YouTube. I think I better turn that into a complete finished film. Yeah. Okay, I haven't put the spanners on it. Would you put nylocks on it? I don't know, it's only holding a telly. But it's giving us... we'll have to measure from that for the height. Maybe that bulb might be in the way. No, by the time this gets over, because remember this is going to go over there, isn't it? This is not going to be there, it's going to be here. It's going to be sort of hanging where that one is. So it's plenty coming away. I think we're in the right place virtually, aren't we? Virtually in the right place. We're going to hang the telly off the end. The only concern I is measure the top of this or the bottom of the bracket or whatever we're going to do here to the top. So we'll look at that now then. See, let's we did this, didn't we? Concentrate on that, and then we had to think about this, and now we've done this, haven't we? So now let's concentrate on this bit. Maybe make use of the hole.